This film has already screened at CinemaCon, but the reactions are positive in a way that screams, Warner Bros, please invite me back so I can stay relevant as an internet journalist, or they inserted a prompt into ChatGPT that said, please give me a positive review on this piece of shit movie so that Warner Brothers doesn't sue me. Hey y'all, Snarky J Cosplay here. As pretty much everyone on the internet knows, the second trailer for the new Flash film came out just a few days ago. And since I did a video on the first trailer and I've been outspoken about my expectations for this one, I figure I might as well take a deep dive into trailer number 2. We open this trailer on yet again another shot of Wayne Manor, which seems very much to be the same house used in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film. This house is actually the iconic Nebworth house, so it's cool to see it back on the big screen, even if it is in a sort of dilapidated state for the purpose of the film. It's also worth noting what a true replica of the 1989 Bat computer we see in this shot. I really like Keaton as Batman, so I really like that we're getting a lot of stuff relating to him, especially in these shots of the Batwing literally dropping down into the Bat cave like it's a roosting actual bat. I'm one of those corny Batman fans that really likes all the corny bat imagery, so I'm all for this. Now once again, we get a voiceover of both Keaton and Affleck's Bruce Waynes talking about that famous tragic backstory, because if it wasn't pounded into our heads every time we see this character, we might forget that Batman is an orphan. But the point here that I want to make is that this voiceover is clearly establishing both Bruce Waynes as sort of mentors to Barry Allen, or maybe both Barry Allens. We get that same shot repeated of an older hand touching a portrait of the Waynes, and this time we see that hand belongs to somebody who is sporting a comfy sweater and long hair. I honestly have no idea who this could be, but we also get a shot of the same exact individual now standing in front of a room full of Keaton's bat suits. And I have to say, lore-wise, I really like this shot. At the end of the day, we haven't seen Keaton's Batman since 1992, and it's kind of cool to assume that that version of the character has really been doing bat stuff this whole time, and he hasn't just been sitting around playing Parcheesi. This trailer, of course, delivers more of the same. Barry recounts his tragic backstory while also establishing what it is that sets him off on this universe-breaking adventure. I want to point something out here, though. As we cut away from this shot of Zod's device in the sky, we get a scene of this kid walking against the wind, and there's somebody in really weird clothes standing behind him. This could be a teaser as to a different hero that's set to appear. My theory is that this is Barry before he gets the makeshift Flash suit that I'm going to talk about later, but I can't imagine that this is just some rando standing back there, because that outfit screams Comic-Con. After a little more General Zod drama, we get Supergirl asking both Barrys, aka the Terror Twins, if they know what the symbol on her suit means. Barry rightfully assumes that it means hope, but judging by the look on Supergirl's face, I can assume that that S on her chest means support this film, even though Ezra Miller is a literal nightmare because Warner Brothers doesn't want another Shazam level cash loss. Right here we get probably the most talked about scene in this entire trailer. It's Keaton repeating this iconic line.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
And I hate to say it, but I have such a big problem with this. I get it. I get that it's a callback to the 1989 film. I get that it's supposed to be like a big, oh my god, he said the thing moment. I get that. I get the concept. It's not lost on me. However, I feel like Warner Brothers is well aware that we know that they've been feeding us garbage for years, and they know that we really like Keaton as Batman, so they're just gonna throw a bunch of nostalgia bait at us and hope that we eventually give this movie a better rating than we gave Shazam 2, for instance. I mean, come on, people. Are we really gonna let nostalgia dictate how we rate this movie? I'm not. From here we get this establishing hero shot of Supergirl and both Barrys, and to be honest, the animation and the color correction here just looks super cheap. To me, this movie feels very much more along the lines of recent releases from Marvel, and not so much something that has a DC feel to it. I get that DC can be a little dark, and this is a Flashpoint type thing, but I just feel like it's a little much. And this is a borderline Eldritch level horror. I get that it's a repurposed Keaton bat suit. I can see the little symbol on the chest. I can see the ears have been filed down. But he looks like an SCP creature has escaped containment. This thing is just f***ing horrible. Of course, we get more of Barry regretting his life's decisions. Me too. Before we cut again to Batfleck continuing to teach Barry some valuable life lessons in that same outside scene that we saw in the first trailer. And I know I say this all the time, but god damn, Batfleck is fine. This is followed by a shot of him dropping out of a vehicle on the bat cycle. We saw a similar shot from behind in the first trailer, so it's cool to see some more shots of this. And now right after this, we get a pair of scenes that I'm still kind of questioning. We see Kara sort of fly up into the sky, and she's holding somebody while looking pretty upset. I'm not sure if this could be maybe one of the Barrys in bad shape, or if it could be a weakened Kal-El. Maybe they do take the true Flashpoint route and bring in that weak sun-starved Superman. It could go either way. However, before we can think too hard about that, we get an amateur fan film level animated shot of Barry Allen being tortured with lightning. As terrible as it looks though, I'm not here to make fun of it. What I do want to point out is that this could be proof that we're gonna get a reverse Flash sort of scenario, in that who else is powerful enough to shock Barry Allen himself with lightning? It doesn't seem like something General Zod would eventually develop the capabilities to do, so it's gotta be somebody else on that same level and with a similar power set. I don't know, that's just my theory. From this point, we get some pretty cool footage of that big Zod battle that we have to look forward to, with Supergirl trying and seemingly failing to take him on by herself. We also get some pretty neat bat stuff. Keaton's cape is obviously as bulletproof as John Wick's suit, and we also get some more footage of Batfleck's new suit, which does seem to be a little bit closer to gray and like a bluish black, and not just black on black, so it's kind of cool to see that comic vibe start to enter this film. Now, one of the more important things I want to note in this trailer is this part right here. We get to see Barry chained up to some sort of machine as he's being electrocuted, and that to me seems to be a very clear reference to the Flashpoint comics that this film seems to be based on. In Flashpoint, Barry Allen finds himself in this universe with no powers at all, so he has to recruit the help of Batman, who in Flashpoint is actually Thomas Wayne, in order to harness lightning and try and get his powers back the same way he got them originally. After a brief shot of a defeated looking Michael Keaton Batman, we get another callback to Man of Steel. One of General Zod's henchmen sort of attacks the Batwing in the exact same way that they attacked US fighter jets in Man of Steel, so that's definitely pretty cool, and I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot of different callbacks like that through this film. Now, before the trailer comes to its full conclusion, we get some cheeky dialogue between both Barry Allen's and Michael Keaton's Batman as he jumps out of the Batwing without a parachute. I do really like this closing shot because the silhouette of the Batwing against the moon looks exactly like the 1989 bat signal, so I can really appreciate the art here. But look, I don't really have high hopes for this film. I don't think it looks awful, and I'm definitely excited to see Michael Keaton back in the cowl, but I feel like what they're doing is using him as nostalgia bait and just making him zanier and zanier to sort of counteract the more jaded and level-headed Batfleck version. And while Keaton's bat is definitely out there, I don't really think he's that weird, so I'm just hoping they don't just make a mockery of him to get us to fill seats. And it's not lost on me that trailers aren't always completed and fully polished versions of footage from movies, but I just feel like the CGI and the colors in this are looking really lackluster and more along the lines of something that Marvel would put out and not so much DC. And I really don't have to remind y'all how unwilling I am to give these people my money to watch this movie. I think Ezra Miller is a complete piece of shit. I've been open about that on this channel multiple times, and I definitely don't want to give Warner Bros. Money that's then gonna go into Ezra Miller's pocket, but I'm definitely not gonna cast doubt on the whole movie just because I don't think this actor is a good person. However, this film has already screened at CinemaCon, and the reactions are exceedingly positive, which I'm sure you guys are gonna start copying and pasting in the comments on account of the fact that I'm just a big hater, boo-hoo. But the reactions are positive in a way that screams screams, Warner Bros, please invite me back so I can stay relevant as an internet journalist, or they inserted a prompt into ChatGPT that said, please give me a positive review on this piece of shit movie so that Warner Brothers doesn't sue me. I'm just not buying it. But I'm still gonna get tickets because I'm really excited to see Keaton and Batfleck, and I definitely want to review this one for the channel so that we can sit down and really talk about this last movie before the big James Gunn, Peter Safran reboot. That's all from me. I've been Snarky J. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on The Flash Trailer 2 in the comments below.